to us, whether it was the New Orleans Police Department, the Louisiana State Police, the FBI, or our other federal agencies. Also, yesterday, I issued an emergency declaration. That declaration was meant to streamline resources and communications between state, local, and federal partners.
Gentlemen,
And we're seeing
good morning,
the results
Baby
of
and Mike.
I also would like to remind everyone that what's going on in this city and this state is twofold. We've got an active criminal investigation going on, while we're also continuing to secure the city in
Hello, good
preparation
time.
for 3 o'clock kickoff time for the Sugar Bowl. With that, I would also remind those who are in the city that as far as state resources are concerned, we have the Louisiana State Police, the Louisiana National Guard, which was part of that emergency declaration, which allowed us to put an entire MP company on the ground.
VIP Auction Group, how are you?
Multipliers is what we call that in law enforcement and the military. That helps to add to the resources that we have. Wildlife and Fisheries, the Department of Corrections, DSS.
Basically, guys, they're linking the Las Vegas event with the New Orleans now together like VIP. Speaking of VIP, said yesterday, both went to the same rental company. Both served at the same military at the same time. Excuse me, guys, my voice is about gone. Both found hate speeches on Donald J. Trump. This was planned for a very long time. Come on in, guys, like and subscribe.
Good morning. I am FBI Deputy Assistant Director Christopher Rea. I'm from our Counterterrorism Division at headquarters. I'm also joined by Assistant Special Agent in Charge Alethea Duncan from our New Orleans office, who you heard from yesterday. I'm here to discuss not only the latest investigative
A lot of mistakes, a lot of things could have been preventable.
let you know about
Excuse me, in New Orleans, I will share that. A lot of things could have been preventable.
I first, and most importantly, want to send our deepest condolences to the victims of this horrific attack and their loved ones. 14 innocent victims were killed in this senseless attack. And at
15,
least
actually.
35 are injured. We cannot ease the grief people in this community and across the nation are feeling at this time. But rest assured, we stand with you and in support of you. All the resources, and I'm going to go into that a little bit later. All the resources of the FBI are being focused on tracking down every piece of evidence, every lead, every interview, every potential lead we've got. While I won't be able to answer all your questions today, my goal is to be as forthcoming as possible with you on what we've uncovered so far.
Guys, on my thumbnail, you'll see the Caucasian guy from Colorado who was partners with this individual here.
And an evil act.
Premeditated.
This was obviously a critical incident, and with that, lots of information and tips come pouring in from law enforcement, first responders, and the public. We have been aggressively running down these tips and information. As you all know, that takes time, and we will continue to do so until every lead has been followed through on. This investigation is only a little more than 24 hours old. So I ask you to keep in mind that as I go through some of the specifics later.
Yeah, very sick people,
But at
VIP.
this point, currently, and this is another fact I want to be clear on, we do not assess at this point that anyone else involved in this
Brian.
attack is
Good morning.
involved in this attack except for Shamsa Din Jabbar, the subject you've already been briefed on. A little bit about what the FBI is doing. So we are surging people and assets to the area from across the region and across the nation. Special agents in multiple field offices across the country have been deployed and are assisting with potential aspects of this investigation and following up on every lead. Additional teams of special agents, professional staff, and victim specialists continue to arrive to provide more investigative power and assistance to the victims and their families.
VIP
We've also
he
forward deployed a number of
came from another country,
incident
was a
response
U.S.
assets,
citizen.
including members of our hostage rescue team, special agent bomb technicians, and crisis management coordinators. In addition,
Appreciate that, Fabian. Yes, keeping
evidence
Brian
response
informed. Thank you.
technicians to continue to process
My voice
the
is about
various
gone.
scenes that we have.
Good morning,
So
Crystal.
far, we have received just over 400 tips from the public, and that information is being followed up on both here in New Orleans and across the country. Some of the tips are here in New Orleans, and there are other tips in other states across the country that we are following up on.
Other states.
The FBI team and our law enforcement partners here are also reviewing hundreds of hours of surveillance and other video from both the French Quarter and other locations. As for a timeline, at this point, investigators believe Jabbar picked up the rented F-150 in Houston, Texas on December 30th.
December
He
30th.
then drove from Houston to New Orleans on the evening of the 31st, and he posted several videos to an online platform proclaiming his support for ISIS. There were 5 videos posted on Jabbar's Facebook account, which are time-stamped beginning at 1:29 a.m. and the last at 3:02 a.m. In the first video, Jabbar explains he originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the
Morning coffee.
disbelievers, end quote.
Crystal.
Additionally, he stated he had joined ISIS before this summer. He also provided a will and testament. FBI and ATF. FBI, we have a couple different scenes at the location. We have released the scene at Bourbon Street. That scene has been released. We also have a scene off of Mandeville Address, where we're currently searching that scene right now. FBI and ATF agents have secured that house, and that location is being searched for potential evidence. On New Year's morning, Jabbar opened fire after ramming through a blocked off area of Bourbon Street, used his truck as a weapon to run over the victims. Teams of specially trained victim specialists, again, as I said, are on the ground here in New Orleans, assisting survivors of the attack.
Welcome in, Jeffrey. You're right.
Deceased. We do not believe the public is in any danger around any of these locations. 3 phones linked to Jabbar have been recovered, and digital media exploitation is a priority to see what is on the devices and determine if there are any other potential leads. Additionally, we have recovered 2 laptops and are currently reviewing them for any
Me too,
potential
Crystal.
leads. Those laptops were
Me too,
recovered
Crystal.
at the Mandeville address. Evidence technicians will also be going over the F-150 truck Jabbar was driving. As you know, we recovered an ISIS flag from the back of the vehicle. Jabbar declared his support for the terrorist group on social media, as I stated before, as he made his way to New Orleans. FBI bomb technicians also recovered 2 IEDs in coolers, one from the cross-section of Bourbon and Orleans Street, and the second at an intersection approximately 2 blocks away. There were multiple reports of other devices. Those reports turned out to be misinformation or not actual functioning devices. Those are the only 2 devices that we've been able to recover that were functional. Both devices were rendered safe on scene. We did obtain surveillance footage showing Jabbar placing the devices where they were found. 2 other, as I said before, 2 other items of interest were determined not to be IEDs. A little bit about Jabbar. Jabbar himself was born in the United States.
All right, here we go.
He's a U.S. military veteran. We are looking in everything in his life.
Morning,
While
Frank.
we have interviewed many people who know Jabbar, we still need to talk to others. Whether you know Jabbar personally, worked with him, served in the military, or saw him in New Orleans or Texas, we need to talk to you. You may not think you have relevant information, but what you know could tie in to one of our investigative leads. Specifically, we want to talk to anyone who was in the French Quarter on New Year's Eve or early on New Year's Day. That includes people spotted near
Absolutely,
to
VIP
IEDs on
auction
Bourbon
group.
Street. That include the IED was inside a cooler, and many people stopped and looked at the cooler and then continued on their way. Let's be clear again. We do not believe at this point these people are involved in this incident in any way. We want to speak to them as witnesses and want to know what they saw and when. I went down to the crime scene last night. It is very hard to put into words what it looked like and how difficult it was to see. Anyone with information can call us at 1-800-CALL-FBI or send digital tips to fbi.gov/Bourbon Street attack. Early this morning, evidence response teams finished their work at the crime scene. Bourbon Street has been turned over to the city of New Orleans. As you know, there's also an FBI investigation in Las Vegas. We are following up on all potential leads and not ruling everything out.
Fires Las
However,
Vegas.
At this point, there is no definitive link between the attack here in New Orleans and the one in Las Vegas. And again, I'll preface everything with what I started with in the beginning, which was this is very early in an investigation like this. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the victims of this tragedy and everyone impacted across the country. They remain at the heart of our investigation. I also, although I've only been on the ground here a short time, I also want to express a sincere appreciation for our partners here, which include the U.S. Attorney's Office, HSI, ATF, the New Orleans PD, the Louisiana State Police, the Governor's Office, and countless others. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to the special agent in charge of ATF here, Josh Jackson.
Hey, good afternoon. As stated, my name is Joshua Jackson. I am the special agent in charge for the ATF New Orleans Field Division. And ATF's primary mission is preventing, reducing, and solving violent crime throughout the United States and abroad. Solving part is the focus of this investigation. ATF resources that have been brought to bear to the city and to focus with our federal, state, and local partners have been our national response team. We spoke about the scene that's still being processed now. The National Response Team of ATF is a team of certified fire investigators, certified explosive specialists, fire engineers, electrical engineers. These folks will give us additional investigative leads to help the investigative team identify what happened at the location at Mandeville and identify how that fire started and move the investigation forward from there. Additional resources that ATF has brought to bear into the city. There's our ATF Special Response Team. This is a tactical team capable of handling any sort of enforcement operation. This team is deployed, on set, and ready for the Sugar Bowl today. This team is also made available to the Louisiana State Police and also New Orleans Police Department to assist with any efforts that they may have during this period. Additional resources, as the governor alluded to, he executed executive powers and had an emergency declared to where ATF was able to tap in to Emergency Support Function 13 resources. This allowed us to bring additional explosive detection canines so that we can safely sweep the city and safely sweep the Super Bowl in preparation for the game today. These resources will still be in the city as we lead up to the Super Bowl and through Mardi Gras. These type of ATF resources will be here. The last resources the ATF has brought to bear, probably the most important one, there's our victim witness coordinators. These folks come in and they provide resources to the victims and the family members that have suffered greatly during this tragedy. The entire city hurts, but the victims and the family members are in need of resources and care long after this investigation wraps up. This time next year, it'd be hard for the families and friends who suffered during this event. So our victim witness coordinators are working with the FBI, the City of New Orleans coordinators to provide resources to these folks out here. And as we move forward, ATF will be committed. We will work with the investigative team moving this investigation forward, but also we'll be here to make sure the city is safe and prepared as we move into the Super Bowl. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our mayor of this great city, New Orleans. Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. Well, good morning once again. And I just want to just echo my thank yous to the unified command of our law enforcement partners and at every single level, federal, state, and governor. Governor, thank you for your partnership. Yeah, thank you. I also want to thank the residents and the visitors of the city of New Orleans for your patience, for your support, and most of all, your prayers. Our hearts and prayers continue to go out to the victims' families. And
Thank you, VIP.
the city of New Orleans, we're resilient. And as I stated on yesterday, my focus in terms of a priority has been on our victims. As you heard, that yes, the FBI was able to clear Bourbon Street. And what that meant also for me in this city was that we were able to remove our victims, identify them, and notify their families. Real reverence. They mattered, the families matter, and matter to the city of New Orleans. In addition to that, I want to just thank again our federal partners in Washington, listening to my plea personally for the additional resources to allow for the scene to be cleared, and again, attending to our victims. I walked by each one, and I did the sign of cross in my own way, because reverence, again, is important. So while we have been able to have Bourbon Street returned back to the city of New Orleans, and the due diligence has been done, that then allowed me to give the go-ahead to begin the cleaning of Bourbon Street. That started happening in the morning about 2 a.m. It was completed before 8 a.m. this morning. But that has really set the tone, I would say, and with the confidence that I have in the law enforcement partners, all of the resources that have been activated, how we have made sure that safety continues to be our top priority, how our assets have been deployed strategically, again, for the safety and the protection of our visitors and our residents in the city. And because of that, the confidence is there to reopen Bourbon Street to the public prior to game time today. The first order will be to allow for vendors to come in and service the businesses. That's important in order for us to stand up activation, as you know, Governor. And so with that, I want to reassure the public that the city of New Orleans is not only ready for game day today, but we're ready to continue to host large-scale events in our city because we are built to host at every single turn. I want to, again, thank all of those who responded to the FBI's call for information and tips. As you heard, that has been useful. Continue to do that. The investigation is still active and absolutely under the FBI's leadership. We will continue to operate and cooperate as we always have. So I want to also thank all of our partners for the added resources for victim and crisis management. We know that that's, again, important. Working with our partner, the Greater New Orleans Foundation, we have set up a fund for our victims' families for not only today, but into the future. As you heard, this is going to be a long process for our people. So with that, the city of New Orleans, and with all of my confidence, we are ready. And we could not get here again without the unified presence, support, and cooperation. We are stronger together. And I want to say again, thank you so much. Thank you, Governor. So once again, the governor would like me to reiterate that Bourbon Street will be prepared for full.
All right, there you have it, guys. My voice is about gone. I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I got to save my voice for tonight. But as you can see, at this time, there's no links between Las Vegas and New Orleans, but still not 100% convinced. Both were in the military around the same time. We deserve answers. I will be back on live. I just wanted to give you this quick press conference that alerted me on the phone. I want to appreciate a great, amazing live last night. All the moderators once again. I have a little bit of cold. I actually going to cancel my meeting tonight that I fight for the homeless, the vets. I'm actually not even going to go out there. I have one client that I have to meet with, and then back home. If my voice is good tonight, and I hear anything else in Las Vegas, I surely let you know. My sources say here, the text is that this was pretty accurate, but there's a photo. You can look them up, and you'll see the photo. Yeah, VIP, thank you. Of the Caucasian guy who's deceased on his website, his wife's website. I can talk about that later on. She was just didn't like Trump. That didn't make her involved, but they just found a lot of things where she was saying that she just hated him. I used the words hate multiple times on her Twitter account, and also his account, the guy from Colorado. Again, they're not at this point. You heard what the FBI said. There was no links between Las Vegas and New Orleans, but a little odd. Same rental truck and everything like that. Elon Musk is also going to have a speak on a press conference I heard today on the vehicle, and thank God. Now there was last night, I want to stand correct in some information. There was people hospitalized in Las Vegas. I said that there was nobody injured. People were injured, but the good news is most of them were released, thank God, and there was no fatalities except for the piece of crap to kill, to drive in and try to attempt assassination, or excuse me, to kill as many people. Thank God that the car, everything kind of exploded in the car, and it didn't lead to the hotel or anything like that. But I'll give you my opinion later on with the Trump situation, and we'll see. It's still kind of early, but this is terrible. Serve for our country, and serving for our country, and in New Orleans, both serving for our country, right? But to do things and take out people on New Year's Day, it's just horrific. It's just sad to see. And these people are being approached. You guys know that. I know that they're being approached by these Antifa and these other people across the world, and they just hate American people, and that's it in a nutshell. Crystal, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I appreciate it. If you guys are on there, if you're here watching, it'd be nice if you come on and just say thank you to Crystal, and appreciate everybody. Long live last night. It's not why I lost my voice, part of it, but I did develop a little cold. Not sick or anything like that. But thank you, Crystal. Appreciate it. But we'll talk about that tonight. I have to get your thoughts on it. But right now, my thoughts are, I don't know how the hell, they're FBI, I'm not, but on how the hell they can not, I'm sure they knew that they were thinking they were both related, but I don't know. We'll see. I know they're tearing up or they were going to the house of these New Orleans, a piece of shit, and seeing what kind of evidence they could find there. AKA, congratulations on the 1 month membership. High five, fist bump. But yeah, we're going to talk about it more, as this is a continuing, ongoing situation. I think I heard the governor from New Orleans speak. By the way, there's times where I hate to judge. I heard him speak last night when I got home. He sounds kind of cocky and ignorant to the press. And I know press can be a pain in the ass, but and press can ask the same questions. But one thing I will say that he said, he wasn't confident that other states, he had to be very careful on his words. They were asking him, the question was, what do you think about other states and that kind of stuff? And he's not rolling it out. I like to hear what Trump has to say on this. Where do we go from here? And again, we got to keep President Trump safe too, going forward with this. This is the world. I mean, we deserve answers. We still haven't got all the answers for the assassination attempt on Donald Trump and, taking a piece of his ear off. We need answers now in New Orleans. We deserve answers in Las Vegas. It's still early on their defense, but, tell us the truth. Tell us what's going on. As far as New Orleans, real quickly in this live before I end it, there were some mistakes that I'm hearing. Mistakes was on those sidewalks on a huge event with the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Many people you heard go to New Orleans and Las Vegas. That should have been blocked off. They should have had whatever it took. Fire trucks, law vehicles should have been on that sidewalk. I mean, I guess you can't. I'm playing Monday night quarterback, right? But those sidewalks should have been blocked off. I guess you could say what they would have went around another sidewalk, and then I think I heard last night, was it the governor or was the mayor? I think it was the mayor. No, it was the captain of police. She said, oh, it looks like the terrorists defeated us. That the terrorists defeated us. Yes, they worked around us or something like that. Obviously, she wasn't thinking when she said that. They don't want to hear that. We want to hear confidence that we are here. We are ahead of the terrorist people, But anyhow, crazy times. But yes, guys, I'll be back on live. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate the memberships. And we'll come back live later on. I got to tell you, though, last night, real quick before I end this, it took me, I was chatting with Crystal and other mods, Mike. It took me literally an hour and a half to get home. The traffic, I did not take Las Vegas Boulevard South back home, but I went back the back artery towards the airport. That was a mistake, but it took me quite a time to get home. Traffic was just bumper to bumper. Part of it was people going back to California, and other people were also on the strip that were locals. They had Lyft and Uber. It was nuts. Absolutely crazy. It kind of reminded me of a Formula One event that we had here. Not this recent year, but 2 years ago when I was in it. And Vegas infrastructure, that's another thing they need to work on. Because in an event, God forbid, something would happen. Longbeard's in the house. Hello, Longbeard. And if something would happen like this, where like we had on a Mandalay Bay incident. But what I'm hearing is they're working on in the near future some tunnels here. But it was crazy getting home. But I got to tell you, the police officer, the police people, Metro Police, Fire Department, A+ here in Las Vegas. They did an excellent job. In my eyes, we witnessed together the young cop, the young Metro Police, but other police that I was seeing, they did a fantastic job organizing, orchestra, the people on the strip and not panicking and stuff. But once again, guys, this whole thing with, Trump Towers, obvious. They want to take out as many, they hate Trump so bad, but why the innocent people? There's Democrats staying there, Republicans, there's Asians. You've seen the Asian. There's so much hate on Trump. It's got to stop, but it won't. There's people that we're going back in 2016 who supported Trump, and now they don't like Trump. Beer Gut Garage, how are you? And Backyard Fun Country Boy, good morning, guys. My voice is shot. And now they don't like Trump, and then vice versa. There's people also on this woman's website. Who am I talking to? Is the guy from Colorado who killed them, who blew up the vehicle in a cyber. His wife had hate talk that she wished Barack Obama would run again. And that's fine, right? We have that right. But then she added, I hate Trump so bad. I wish we could do more. Well, the husband tried to do more. And what he did was, thank God he didn't kill anybody in Las Vegas, but he took it in his own hand and tried. And it's terrible. It upsets me. And not because I'm a Trump supporter. It doesn't matter if it's Biden or Kamala. These are human beings. So we don't like them, or you have your thoughts. But, it's going to continue. And I just hope going forward that Elon Musk and Trump is safe, and the rest of the cabinet. We protect this nation, going forward, and that this hate on Donald Trump is stopped. But, on that subject, because I'm not rolling that out either, right? There's some of that which is true too. In my eyes, there's some of that too with these groups of terrorist attack. They're out to, and unfortunately, who suffers? The 14 or 15 people who lost their life in New Orleans, right? Who suffers? People scared. They want to make us scared. People scared to go to New Orleans, to the Coliseum in California, to Las Vegas casinos, or Texas, wherever we're from, right? And that's what they want. Yeah, I can't wait, Beer Gut Garage. I just can't wait until he gets back in. I'm just still have to say I'm slightly worried about our nation as far as when Trump does get back into office. What else are we going to see? Are we going to see some other crazy events and then people die because of the hate on Trump, or vice versa, the hate on the other side? But these organized groups will do whatever they could to try to also divide us. They want to make us into the hate and start like a civil war in my eyes. And these people are nuts, and they're going to come at us on American soil. They're trying to be 2 steps ahead of the FBI and intelligence, right? Their goal is to be very sneaky. Obviously they didn't do it at midnight, right? At New Year's Eve, right? They didn't do it at 1 a.m, but they'll wait till like 4 a.m, right? They know that our airport security is really there. So, they don't even need bombs anymore. They'll use their cyber trucks or their cars, right? And take their life. These people don't care. They'll take their own lives and to kill innocent people that are around. And it's going to come to a point, and I'm not speaking on for you guys in the chat or even myself, but I will share this. I said this last night live multiple times. You're going to have to go to these sports events or New Year's Eve or whatever it might be, right? Or even if it's a Valentine's dinner, you're going to have to look at these. You have to be like a cop, or actually not even a police, like an organized crime guy. And you're going to have to look the closest, area. It might not even be a door. It might be, where you're going to be. Like last night, I got there. I took a look where I was, the mall. Would I go that direction? You got to think that way, right? Would I go into the police car? It's come to that. And copycats now. They got to worry about people that are copycats. And you're going to have this other, I'm getting a call from a representative. He'll go to voicemail. One of my reps is talking to me about homeless. Guys, by the way, yes, I am canceling the homeless today. It wasn't going to be a big event, but I was going to go out there and help. I just did not shape a condition to do it today, but I will be better with some tea and that kind of stuff and tequila. But I don't know. And I'll be back out tomorrow or the weekend. I did do a nice homeless on, I'm losing track of days, Monday and Tuesday. I also canceled a meeting that I'm going to be talking about homeless and meeting with Trump supporters. As we all know, Trump's going to organize a tent city here in Las Vegas and other cities. He does care about the homeless and the vets. But I got to tell you, I did hear Biden real quick talk. And I was asking you guys last night, and somebody was nice enough to bring us up to, everybody was great on, excuse me, on Biden's speech. And actually, I talked to my mom, as you know, Ro, my mom. She's a Democrat and going to probably be Democrat. And she says, this man is they should never have him talk. This is from my mom. I wish I can get my mom live on here. Yeah, my wife's in the background. My mom says, what did he say? He was the worst I've ever seen him. They would have been better off not having Biden. They should have just said he had a cold and had Kamala. I don't know. Somebody should have came on. Anybody, Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, I don't know, somebody, a Republican. He embarrassed the nation. With the way he's talking, and then he's talking, and he had look at his papers, and then he was saying the words like, "Oh, yeah, that's right." He was like kind of talking to himself. It's so sad. He's got some. I mean, it's stage 4 now, guys. It's pretty bad. Maybe not stage 4, but it's pretty bad. And I, unfortunately, in the next 6 months, he won't know who he is or what he ever did. It's a disease. But it's sad that the party, both sides that are involved right now, Republicans and Democrats, would let Joe Biden even speak. They would have been, he doesn't know what's going on. But I got to tell you guys, it's kind of sad because he is the leader. And hey, Bruce, how are you? Good to see you. Just got a little cold. I'll live. It's kind of sad that they would let him go on last night. I didn't see it until I got home on one of the stations. It's so sad. I've never in my life seen a president lost for words. Maybe George W. Bush, but George Bush would kind of at least cover it up on his next sentence because he was a bad speaker. This is sad. What they're embarrassing him. They're embarrassing Joe Biden. Keep him off. We don't even want to hear him, guys. Horrible. And then I didn't get a chance to listen to Trump. I did watch a little bit of Elon Musk, and he talked about the vehicle on there. What they, if it was another one of those vehicles, it could have been worse, that kind of stuff. Rob, yeah, they voted for him. But I got to tell you, I think here's the problem, Rob. There's people like my mom, who's just a moderate Democrat, who just continues to vote that way. But there was a lot of younger Democrats who just had enough. And I think, well, I don't think, obviously that's why he won. But here's the problem. The people who didn't vote against him are not people they just don't like Trump. But then you have these sickos, and they're on kind of both sides of the party. But these sickos, like the guy from Colorado, I like to bring him up. His wife, in being in the military, fight for our country, to persuade him, allegedly, because they found a lot of stuff on her website just pro-Trump and hating Trump and wanting Barack Obama back, got into his head and tried to attempt to take out, part of the casino. Excuse me, it's not a casino, but the tower. And by the way, I read in some chats, reason why Trump doesn't have gambling, real quick, it's not because they don't trust him. Back when Steve Wynn was on the gaming committee, they weren't good friends. He had gambling in Atlantic City. They just weren't on good terms and didn't want Donald Trump to open up a casino, but he has a tower. When he was president, he could have had it. He doesn't want it. So I just wanted to clear that up. There's not much more to it. He didn't lose his gaming license. But anyhow, it's just sad to see there's so much hate. I just wanted to fast forward this, see if there's anything. There's
other databases, and after all of that, there's been hundreds and hundreds of leads done just in 20.
Yeah, again, they're just saying there's no link. If you're just coming in real quick before I end this, no link. The FBI with the Las Vegas and New Orleans, although they went to the same rental car or the same name of the rental places, and also they were in the military.
It turns out those were just patrons on the street that were looking inside the goods, right? We didn't know that at first. So we had to kind of track all that down and put that to rest. So that's just an example of one of the pieces of information, but there were other pieces of information that.
But they're taking this serious. The thing is, though, can we even trust the FBI these days? Can we check? Obviously, we can't trust the Secret Service, right?
14, and then the shooter himself would be 15 total.
All right, so it's 15 total. So it's 14 deceased, and then with the shooter, referring to the New Orleans, that's a total of 15. Beer Gut Garage, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we have. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I feel like we're living, we're all for ourselves, I don't know who the hell you can trust. Who's so corrupted? We can't even trust the military at this point, right? These guys are getting out of the military, retired, and getting approached, and then taking their own lives and trying to attempt. Who the hell do we trust? How did they get to this? Is part of it the administration's fault? Will it continue with Trump? In the chat, what do you think? Will it be better with Trump? We know Trump won't tolerate it, but he's got to be careful on how he goes aggressive on it, or he is smart. He's got some smart people. What's your thoughts on that? Backyard says Biden should run another 4 years. Yeah, he's going to be running right into a nursing home probably within the next 6 months, and by next year this time we'll be hearing the sad news that his mind is completely gone. But we don't wish that on anybody. But yeah, that's what happened with Biden. It is embarrassing to let him speak last night, though. It's not like it's George Bush, who just wasn't a bad speaker. He's just the first one that comes to my mind. You're talking about a guy who has Alzheimer's. It's sad. They would have been better off putting somebody else on. And but yeah, Trump should be in there in a couple weeks, and we'll see. And the flip side, I guess the other countries look at him as most countries look at him as, we're not going to mess with you, right? But then on the other side, there's things like people out there just hate him so bad, right? And then you got to be able to trust your own party, and then you got to be able to trust the Democrats, and they don't know who the hell to trust as far as them trying to assassinate him. We don't know on what side, or we don't know. He doesn't know, I don't think. Well, I mean, he knows more than we know, but got to keep him safe. January 20th. I mean, that day there, January 20th, that day there. I mean, all eyes are going to be on Trump, but what about parts of Washington and Vegas and California? Will that be an opportunity for one of these groups, foreign countries, Antifa, to take advantage and try to take down innocent people? Will they go after Republicans? I don't know. I'm just saying anything is possible. All right, Biden will come back and run again in 4 years. Forget about it. That guy is he's running right to the nursing home. Yeah. That party really is, in my eyes, it's going to have to get everything back together on there. But yeah, Trump's got to be very careful. There's times where I worry about Trump, just being nonchalant a little bit. So he's going to have to really have the best of the best. I still say, guys, before I end this chat, I would just trust a couple Irish guys and a couple Italian guys, a few Mexican guys, maybe a couple hillbillies. Then I would trust them. You know what I mean? I would trust them, and then I would hard to believe that we come to this. Then the Secret Service people that have been working, because even if they're Republicans, I don't trust them either. At this point, who the hell can you trust? And then as far as our protection, I think the government of each state, Republicans and Democrats, they need to look themselves in the mirror and say, okay, look what just happened in New Orleans. What do we do on these events? Not just New Year's Eve, but Super Bowl and Sugar Bowls and Rose Bowls. What can we do? Big conventions in Vegas, in Miami, Orlando. How else can we protect it? Who are our people in those suits and ties? Take those suits and ties off on the computer. Those geeks, right? No defense to geeks. But get those guys and look up these names: Abdul-Jabbar, Allaire, all these names. And also try to eliminate as much as we can these people who did come here illegal, or even if they are United States citizens. Not just looking at their name, but doing some investigation. How are they financially? I mean, it's going to come to that. What leaks? Who are they socializing with? Anybody from Iran, Iraq, in that part, China, Korea, right? So on and so forth. Yeah, backyard fun, country boy. Yeah, absolutely. They need to really organize the brain power. All these people tell me all the time, who's the organized crime? Organized crime is the hackers behind and the computer hacking information of ours. How about we give those guys jobs and pay them double and get those guys to work? But anyway, I don't have all the answers, but they really need to reach this stuff should never ever happen. People should not lose their lives on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, Christmas, or any other huge event, Super Bowl. This stuff has to stop. The hate on Trump has to be eliminated. It won't be. It's just the way it's going to be right now. So, all right, guys, I'm just getting a couple messages here. Hold on, let me just read a message here from a representative real quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm scrolling down on the phone here. Okay. Yeah, they're just the one of my reps was just talking about that what we just heard. There was no evidence at this time anything was leaked from Vegas to New Orleans, but they're not rolling out 100%. Hey, Sal, I'm taking Isabel to get some pancakes at McDonald's. I'll talk to you later. Crystal, thank you for the memberships and thank you for being here for this morning short brief and press conference. Be safe and get me some pancakes and coffee. Thank you. Bruce, backyard, you want Biden to run 4 more years? Why would Trump put you around him? Yeah. So I'm gonna. Unfortunately, I broke my Trump cup. My Trump cup broke, so I end up getting my Philadelphia Eagles old school cup over here, and we're gonna have some more coffee, and then I'm gonna take VIP auction group of ice. I'm gonna have some lemon and tea, and then anyhow, enough what I'm gonna do. But yeah, try to get some voice back, which I was alluding to, and then I go live tonight. I'm gonna communicate. My hubby won't use his Trump cup. Yeah, I made a mistake, and Crystal yesterday in the morning, and my wife's big cup was there, and I wanted to save her cup, and my Trump coffee cup broke. So I know. What was I thinking, Crystal? Huh? What do you want, Matang? And I broke it. So, but yeah, later on, I'm gonna find out some more detail. I'm gonna see what I can find out other than the news, and see if I can leak some information. Sometimes I have a way with words with these people, and just see what do we know. What do we know about this guy? Both of them. One from from Houston who went to New Orleans. What do we know about the guy from Colorado who came to Vegas? So I'm gonna reach into that. And we'll discuss that later on and see what else the FBI is going to let us know. Will Trump be putting out a statement on X? Will he come on live? Will Biden come back? Will they have Biden? Look, I don't think Biden will come back and speak for the rest of his term. It'll pretty much be finished with him. I like to hear what Elon Musk has to say, and also like to hear what you guys have to say. So we'll go live tonight if I'm feeling better voice-wise, and we'll discuss that. Meanwhile, we're going to take a turn, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get a little bit more rest before I head out for one client. I want to say thank you for everybody tuning in here for a little bit. It was a long night last night, so thank you very much. Make sure you support the other YouTube channels on here, and support other YouTubes with the likes and subscribe to the channel. Once again, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Don't live in fear, but unfortunately, this is the way we have to live. Check out the exits and stat, whatever. Or just stay home, right? I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much. God bless everybody. Ciao. Thank you.